So hey, it's Nomad again. How are you? So hey, I just wanted to tell you about this really cool idea I got. Um, so basically, I don't know if you know, but in 2020, the Olympics are coming to Tokyo, Japan, for the second time, I think, in history. And I want to go. And I love Japan, and I love Japanese culture, and and I'm like, about a year ago, I was like, I'm going to Japan for the 2020 Olympics, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my family, and I'm thinking, dang, this is gonna be a really expensive trip. And I'm like, well, maybe by then my business will be really successful, and I'll have all this money. It's probably the worst time to go to Japan too, because like everyone else is gonna go for the Olympics, and it's gonna just the prices of everything, hotels, rent a car, like everything's Airbnbs, everything's gonna be like mega expensive. And so I'm like, oh, I hope I can get this money in time. And like even now I'm thinking, well, I got like a year and a half to start planning. I need to start planning now. But then I had an idea. Here's the idea I had. So, urban nomads is about hacking the living situation so you can basically, keep the money you make and accumulate some assets and like, get ahead of this game that they call the American dream here. And I realized I can apply that to Japan, right? Like when I think about all the expenses, like so I was thinking the traditional way, right? Which is like, okay, we're gonna fly there and then we're gonna get some hotels or Airbnbs or, whatever. And we're gonna eat out and like this, right? Or even if we don't eat out, we're gonna, but there's still the main expense of flying, travel, and hotels, right? And then I was thinking, well, I want to see so much in Japan. Like maybe I'll just stay there a whole year. And of course, I thought, oh, that's going to be really expensive. Like I was just thinking in terms of the old way, the traditional way of consuming, because I've just been taught that. That's just how I've been taught. That's how I was raised, right? I'm a consumer. I consume. So, but I was watching these sailing videos on YouTube, and a couple of them led into people like sailing across the Atlantic, sailing across the Pacific, and then just for fun, I had the thought like, oh, what if I sailed to Japan? I mean, obviously, I can't sail. I don't know how to sail. Like, it would be incredibly dangerous. But I just played with it. The more this thought, I was like, wait a minute. What if I got an RV in Japan? And that's when it hit me. That's the trick, right? So that's what I'm planning to do. Because if I got it, just like if I get an RV here, I can live really cheap in America. If I get an RV in Japan, I can live really cheap in Japan. Not only can I live cheap in Japan, but then I can drive all around Japan and I can stay in the different spots for as long as I want. I mean, I don't know the details of this plan. I haven't looked into any details on this, but it was just the big light bulb moment that like made me realize it was possible. And then I thought, wait a minute, what if I like buy my sailboat and I sail to Japan, or for the amount of money that I was gonna use to fly my family to Japan, which would probably be like freaking $5,000 or something. Maybe I could just hire a crew to sail my boat to Japan with me on it. That's dangerous too. So I don't know about that. Or maybe I could just fly to Japan and then buy a sailboat and an RV and sail around Japan and drive around Japan. And I was just like, wow, this can work. So right now I'm thinking at least like fly there, buy an RV, and then, just kind of drive around. Obviously in Tokyo it's very expensive. It's just like LA. It's I don't know where I would park an RV in Tokyo. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure they have different rules, different laws, and I know they're very conservative there about stuff. So I might not be able to hack it as much as I hack it here, but still, I think that would be awesome. Like I think it would be way cheaper, and I could see a lot more, and I can enjoy it on my own time. So that's what I'm planning to do as of now. So the only question now is like how how to uh, how to get there. And another way I saw was I don't know if you know or not, but container ships actually rent out berths, these rooms, to people traveling to their destination. And I saw a couple YouTube videos on it, and I know a guy, a friend of mine, who did it with his son. And I don't know how expensive they are, but I know those rooms were pretty big, and I'm gonna look into that. It's not the most elegant way to travel, right? But it might be a much cheaper way to get a family to Japan, right? So I'm gonna look into that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I know it sounds crazy talking about sailing to Japan, but hey, you know, I'm kind of crazy sometimes. And, why not think out the box, But I don't really look forward to dying in the middle of the Pacific, honestly. Um, but so much of our lives are predicated on this idea of being safe and playing it easy and looking for security and comfort and all this crap. And sure, but it kind of enslaves us and it binds us and it restricts us also. So why not go out to the edge of life and see what's possible? We only live once in this life anyway. So yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking on that. So let me know what you think. Any thoughts? Has anyone had those same ideas? Do they know anyone who has traveled to Japan or another country with a similar mode, or idea, like sailing there or being on a container ship or whatever, or traveling in an RV in another country? What's it like? The realities of it. So yeah, so that would be an awesome YouTube series, I think, too. I don't know what I would call it. Nomad in Japan, Japan Nomad, something like that. Um, so yeah, all right. Just wanted to run that by you. Talk to you soon.